welcome to Coffee and Convo with Mo. You're on the couch. Mo for Coffee and Convo. For those of you who don't know me, just a little bit of background. I am a licensed professional counselor and I have been in the field for over 15 years. I see everybody for everything. I'm in private practice. I love what I do and I'm blessed to be able to reach out and help people. And so this is just one of the things that I've opened myself up to. I started a podcast last year, Mo Talk 2019. You can go to my website to look at some more podcasts, and it's at www.motalks2019.com. And now I'm going to start doing this video. So let's just get right into it. First of all, disclaimer, these are my opinions based on my experience and based on my experience in counseling, providing therapy to people. So I've seen a lot of things, I've heard a lot of things, and I just want to be able to come back and talk on some things for people who are fearful of going to counseling or people who just want to know a little bit more about different things. So the topics will range from different types of mental illnesses to relationships to parenting and to just how to just figure out day-to-day stuff. So today's topic, we're talking about cheating. So this all stems from the interview with Lonnie Love. Well, not an interview. They were on The Real. Oh my God. Love that show. You girls are amazing. But this happened on The Real and she was giving her opinion about black men. If you haven't seen it, you want to hear, here you go.
In the black community, I want to, I don't speak for the black community, but I do think that a lot of black men, they really don't know how to have true, faithful relationships. They think because they have money, because they have power, that they can treat women any kind of way.
Lonnie Love is saying things.
And that is something we need to work on. We need to work on that money and power does not mean that you can just do whatever you want to do.
I think sadly in so many cultures that is the whole machismo thing, like that goes across the board, but I'm gonna say...
No, it's not across the board because what is happening is that we are still dealing with the point of slavery, and we are descendants of slavery, and because our families were broken up, we still do not have an idea of how to have together families, because our families were broken up.
Yes,
and until we really
from that perspective, I absolutely
get it. Slavery, welfare reform in the 60s and 70s. Like this is a long.
So when you hear, because I want to say, when you hear Joe Budden say, he worked so hard, it's not a bad thing. He's saying, Kevin don't want to be poor no more. Okay? So he's like, let me go out here and make this money because I don't want to go back to where I was in Philly. So what he was saying was he was using it as an excuse, and we modernize it and say, but that's not, no, but you got to understand the whole psychology behind it. That's the reason why he's working so hard, because he don't want to go back to where he came from, because then he'll lose the power.
And then working so hard is affecting his relationship.
Exactly.
Ooh, child. That's a lot to unpack. But here we go. Okay, so that happened. And I love Lonnie. I think she's beautiful. I think she's amazing. And she's very, very talented. However, I do feel like, from the outside looking in, that a lot of what she said is based on just her personal experience, and she's scorned. And I didn't know until recently that she was dating a white guy, which is completely fine. But that may be kind of what she's coming on the backhand from dealing with black men and her experiences with them. And I think it was overgeneralized. Now, she did begin it off with saying, I'm not speaking for all black people or the black community. But it sounded like you were speaking for the black community, because you made a statement, then you went back and then you just said all, and words that kind of put everybody into the same pool. So with that being said, everybody cheats. Everybody cheats. Let me back up. Everybody possesses the capability to cheat. Everyone doesn't make that choice to cheat. I've never cheated. No, no. I've never cheated on anyone. I have been cheated on, so I know what that feels like. And I know people who don't cheat. I know women and men who don't cheat. And I was exposed to relationships growing up with adults in my life that didn't cheat on their spouses. So I just can't get with the whole, I just don't believe everything that we do as African Americans is tied back to slavery. I don't believe that. I don't believe that everything is tied back. We could tie everything back to slavery. I just feel like we have evolved over the hundreds of years ago. And I just don't feel like those stigmas and those mentalities have followed us, have followed everyone to 2020. I think that what she said made sense. Most men don't know how to treat a woman when they haven't seen it done correctly. But there are men who have seen it done correctly and they get it right. And there's some men who have seen it done correctly and they still don't get it right. Because cheating is a choice. It's not inherited. It's not a gene that you have. It's something a choice that you make. It's a learned behavior. And the learned behavior can be learned and it can be unlearned. It's not genetic. So I've counseled someone who has experienced everyone in the family being unfaithful. Everyone. And that's what they've seen. So that's what they think is normal for that particular family. That is not all black people. So you have to take that for what it is and put it where it belongs. And they have the ability to break that cycle now, but they're making a choice not to. When you know better, you do better. When you realize there's a deficit or something's wrong, then you're more prone to take action and to do something about it. But if everything around you is happening this way, you don't feel like it's wrong because it's normal to you. So one thing I do love is that on the Breakfast Club, Charlamagne and DJ Envy, they talked about their infidelity issues, and I was excited for them to be open and honest about that, to hear them say I did it because I wanted to, not because of me being black or being any other race. I did it because it was my choice and I made a bad choice. I can respect that. But when we try to blame it on other things and other people, that's just not cool. We really need to just take ownership of the behavior. And it's not a cultural thing. It's a people thing. Black, white, Hispanic, Vietnamese, Chinese, whatever, one arm, 12 toes, short, tall, round, big. Everybody cheat. Everybody has the capability of cheating. You can't look at someone and say based on the way they look or their race that they probably cheat. Like, that's so not fair. But I understand how people could get there. Because before I got married, I thought that, where are the good black men? Because I was cheated on in every relationship and I thought that it was something wrong with me. And I later learned that it was not me. I was just dealing with people who didn't know or want to be faithful and didn't have enough respect and love for me to be able to be, exclusively with me. So my husband taught me that there are men who don't cheat, and I never experienced that in all the years that I was married. So, it's possible. He had an example. I had examples in my family of people who didn't cheat, men and women. So to say, people are moving based on what they see, granted, that is true. It's a learned behavior, but there are people who are seeing good examples too. So, those families do exist. I know the Huxtables is a fictitious family, but, that setup does exist where you have a two-parent home and, people love one another and they show love and they show love to their kids and they show their kids how to love. Like, so that is real. And I'm sure she's not saying that it's not, but in that moment, what she said, I mean, it just takes so much away from our black men. And I think they really catch a hard time, for so many reasons unknown and so many reasons known, that they just have a bad rap. And I just want to say to all the black men out there, I'm rooting for you guys. You're not going to be always at the end. You will be first. Your time is coming. Just lead by example. So, with that being said, I also wanted to tap on the whole thing of relationships and, about cheating, period. You have to be in a relationship to be cheated on. I know it may sound like prolific, but it's not. So you have a lot of people who get into these situationships where, you start out dating someone and you don't set any expectations. You don't, identify what you're doing, and then time goes by. You get comfortable. Everybody gets comfortable, and then when they're not exclusive, you want to say you've been cheated on or there's issues. But you should have had a conversation up front. Women, men, you need to be having these conversations up front about your expectations, about what you're looking for. If you're dating just to have fun, have somebody to have sex with, just to have something to do, make it known, make it clear, say that. Because, you never know, the other person could be on the same page as you. But if you're dating with purpose and you're dating for a prospective husband, a father of your children, you need to make that known too. And when the person tells you that that's not what they're trying to do,
listen to them.
Believe them. That's not what they want to do. And no matter how much you think you put it down, or how, much you can cook, or how fine you are, or whatever you think your strengths are, if that person's not ready to be in a relationship, there's nothing that you're going to be able to do until they get ready. And nobody wants to feel forced or pushed into anything. So I say to you, if you are out here in this world and you're single and you're dating with purpose, make it known. It's okay. If they take off running or never call you again, well, then you didn't need to talk to them in the beginning. Like, you need to be okay with losing people in your contact list and in your life, period, who are not on the same path as you, who don't want the same things that you want, and who don't have the same desires. Because in the end, you end up hurt, you end up broken, but it's a lot of times it's your fault because you don't take the initiative to have these conversations in the beginning to make it plain and make it clear. This is what I want. This is what I don't want. So, with all that being said, all black men don't cheat. All men don't cheat. Cheating is a choice. Some people make better choices than others. You make a good choice when you decide to date someone and have an open conversation about your intentions. So you can grow and be in a healthy relationship that's on the same page and everybody wants the same thing. Simple, effective, but so underutilized. You've had Coffee and Convo with Mo. See you next time.